It's time now for County-Wide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Brad Miller as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives here in Yavapai County. And now, here's today's County-Wide.
Welcome back to County-Wide. It's good to have you along. I'm Paul David, Yavapai County Supervisor Chip Davis in studio today with us as we kick off 2013. Busy personnel-wise. Busy, and I think, really building up a team that's going to succeed and prosper for Yavapai County. Scott Maybury got a brand new building this year.
He is. He's not quite completely into the justice facility. I believe January 18th might be about the time they're ready to finalize that project.
Oh, did we get set back again a little bit?
Yes, it was due to be completed last August. And
okay, a little bit then.
It's back there a little bit. We had a few issues with the contractor and subcontractors and a little bit with the architect.
Construction stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's sorting out, and we're going to be ready in the middle of January, I hope.
Well, before we get too far into the show, which I guess we already are a little ways in, but one thing that stood out for me for 2012, and I felt so bad for these people, but Crown King. The residents of Crown King got pounded and pounded and pounded again this last year. It started out with a wildfire, which burnt down a bunch of forest, evacuations, and shut down roads down there.
And lost some structures.
And they lost several structures. Yeah, that's what started the whole fire, was a structure fire. And then after the fire was over, typical monsoon season kicked in, and then they had flooding, which washed out the road. How is that whole area kind of coming along down there in Crown King? Because we had a rock slide. It's not the same area as the flooding from this last summer, but it's still down near Crown King. I feel so bad for them because they were shut down for so long.
You're speaking of the rock slide on Senator Highway.
Yes. That
leads to Crown King if you're coming from Prescott.
Right.
That one should be mopped up very quickly. As far as the main roads getting up to Crown King, county forces stayed on top of that. We had the same concern you did, that the community had been hit so hard that we needed to do all we could do to keep those roads passable, to get that community back thriving. There's a number of summer residents that live up there, and then it's also a pretty good tourist draw. And so they made it through. They made it through. It was a little bit rough for a while, but they're going to be fine, and hopefully we get the wildfire thing behind us as far as the next upcoming year, but they're going to be good.
Just out of curiosity, now the road it's a dirt road that goes down into Crown King. Is there any ideas or any plans maybe to pave that or to make it a little bit better for them down there, or do they not want that?
Well, the road traverses through the Forest Service and Bureau of Land Management properties.
Oh, okay.
So I don't envision that road getting paved for probably quite a long time.
Okay. And we talked to Denny Falk with Emergency Services yesterday, and he said that the debris that went across the road over the weekend has been removed, but he said there's a boulder about the size of, he described it as a house, about the size of a house, that he said there are huge crevices that you can look way back in behind this boulder as big as a house, and so they're concerned about it just, we've heard of that. We've heard of boulders falling down and killing people up on Oak Creek Canyon. It has happened, so he wants to be cautious about that and make sure it's not going to go anywhere, stay where it's put.
We had some as big as a house on that Crown King Road, from Cleator on up, Bumblebee on up.
I remember the pictures of that.
Oh gosh, we had some giant boulders, yes.
It's amazing. It is amazing. So nothing really going to be done with Crown King. The roads are fixed. Everything's good down there.
Well, we keep improving them. I mean, we've done some guardrail and a lot of drainage fixes, and tried to do some surfacing to keep it as smooth as possible.
I guess we should invite everybody to take a trip down there and say hi to Crown King.
Yeah.
And show them that we support them.
Very nice community.
Yeah.
Nice little weekend trip, too, for us local Yavapai folks.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to, last year was a big year too for, I think I had you in here more than I think any other year I've had you in, because we were talking about the district maps and stuff. And all that was taking place. So you and Julie Ayers were both in here on a couple occasions. How the maps worked out fine. Everything's okay? We're good to go.
the maps are what they are.
There they are, and there's nothing you can do about it now, right?
That's correct. Yes, I think I would have liked to see a little more focus on the Verde Valley having a little more strength in more than one district, but it is what it is, and you know, we'll make the best of what we have, and confident that countywide, I think all 5 districts are going to be respectful of each individual district. So I think the Verde will fare well.
Okay. All right, so promising for you. It'll work out, okay. Yeah. Have we replaced Julie Ayers? Not that we could, but have we replaced Julie Ayers, Robert Resendez, and some of the other folks that left?
Phil Bordone was the Public Works Director.
Right. Didn't he have like 50 hats? He was, you know...
Still does. We just added a few
still
more.
Does? Okay.
Added a few
I still
more.
need to get Phil in here, too.
We will get him in.
Okay.
Very, very pleasant, very intelligent man. So we've moved Phil up into the interim county administrator position. Again, Anna Wayman Trujillo moved up from the recorder to our clerk of the board.
Right.
And the new 5-member board actually had our first meetings yesterday. So we're getting seated and prepared, and we should see some things settle in over the month of January and have a little more direction of where Yavapai County's going.
All right, you know, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk, because that
Okay.
is my next thing, is to kind of talk about the transition from 3 to 5 supervisors. So we'll see how that's coming along. Yavapai County Supervisor Chip Davis in studio with us today. I'm Paul David. This is Countywide, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
I was in junior high the first time I caught my mom using denial. She had to have known her painkillers were missing because I kept stealing them. Her denial was so out of hand.
So she doesn't even know? I'm going out.
It was like I could get away with anything.
You kids have fun.
And that was when I knew. And she was addicted to denial.
Denial is a drug. Get help. The partnership at drugfree.org.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Now, some action from the courts. Billie Jean King renewing her rivalry with Arthritis. First set, furious volley, and right to the net for a winner. Beautiful forehand there. Arthritis, stunned. And here, match point. Billie Jean with the ace, taking it in straight sets. Afterwards, a jubilant Billie Jean King.
Tennis is a weapon for me with arthritis. There's nothing like it for me to hit a ball, run to the ball, anytime, any court. I'm ready. Let's go.
What's your weapon against arthritis? Find out at fightarthritispain.org.
Welcome back to Countywide. It's good to have you along. I'm Paul David, Yavapai County Supervisor Chip Davis in studio today with us as we kick off 2013. All right, we're going from 3 to 5 supervisors. No, we're not going. We've gone.
We're there.
3. We are there. Renovations going on? And how is that working out? I mean, do we already have the space inside us, you know, planning ahead that we were going to go from 3 to 5? Or
we're still getting some things set in, but we've set an office for each of the 5 supervisors at the Prescott Fair Street facility.
Okay.
And the thinking there is that'll be the common ground for all 5 supervisors. That's where the administration staff is housed. And so that's been set. I think Supervisor Smith and Supervisor Thurman are going to have a office at a Dewey facility, basically south Prescott Valley. They're going to have an office set in there, and Supervisor Thurman had indicated yesterday that he'd like to get a place in the Verde somewhere. He doesn't know exactly where, whether it might be the Camp Verde Justice Facility. Anyway, somewhere in the area to be accessible to the Verde Valley folks.
So are we renting new space, or do we have...
No, we're putting it together in existing facilities that the county owns.
Okay. All right. So what have we been doing over in the Prescott area? I know there's been some renovations. They did some building, but you guys are meeting this week over in the Prescott area. After you're done with the show here, you got to take off and run off for that. So what's kind of taking place this week?
It's basically a Supervisor's 101 class.
It's the first day of school, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I had been through some training in the spring of this year through the Flynn Brown Foundation, and we did some study of the Arizona Constitution and Arizona politics, and it left me with the realization that in 16 years I had never had basic training of the responsibilities, roles and responsibilities of supervisors.
So what did you learn through this training? What surprised you the most, maybe?
Well, there's a number of surprises. One was how to create valuable relationships with the folks that you work with, and so that actually causes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to make sure everybody gets the same information and education. But the thing that really jumped out was the constitutional responsibilities and the statutory responsibilities that you take an oath to fulfill when you become an elected official. And each elected official has a little bit different one, but we went through, and there's about 3 different chapters in the Arizona state statutes that describe your statutory responsibilities. So our staff went through all of the law books and started peeling out the things that pertain to county supervisors. And then we pulled out the constitutional responsibilities, and so we've kind of compiled it into a handbook and to let everybody know starting out, this is what you sign up for, this is what you sign on for, and this is...
It's your job.
So it's been exciting, it's been very valuable to me. Again, in 16 years I have always done the best that I could, but I never had that basic foundation training, so I'm hoping that the new board coming in, and myself included, will get a lot of value out of this.
So that's what this whole 3-day kind of retreat is. I don't know if it's a retreat, but now are you bringing in the different department heads as well? And
not at this point. At this point, we're trying to do just the role responsibility of the supervisors, and then we have planned throughout the year an introduction and a tour of the different facilities and the different departments, and meet the different employees and understand how they interact with the public, what their role is in society. And the intent was not to overwhelm with days and days of training, but to try to give bite-sized pieces so that you could actually absorb it and retain it and move on. But also too, having a little bit of a value time, and where we really get to know the departments rather than just this, rough, quick review and not remember half of what you learned.
So there's 5 of you now. I know maybe some concerns out there might be that, okay, these 5 are going to be able to work together and get things done together. How do you feel about that?
I would say I've never been more enthused in going my 17th year now. I've never been more enthused as far as the makeup of the board, the depth of education and experience that's come to the board, the enthusiasm. It's just refreshing. I see good things coming for Yavapai County, a good, well-working board. Of course, we're going to have a lot of diversity in our thought process, but I think we're going to have that capability to debate and come out with good solutions.
Good. That's good to hear. That's promising.
It's very promising. It's been a bit frustrating a few of the past few years.
Yeah, well, you get some strife here and there, but that's good to hear that you're saying that, that's only with 3 supervisors there you're talking about. Now we got 5, so that could be more challenging, but that's a good outlook. Seems like a positive outlook.
Well, one of the changes, when you have 3 supervisors, you can't speak to another supervisor, or otherwise you've created a quorum, and thus the possibility.
Oh gosh, I suppose so. Right.
So consequently, there was no interaction other than in public meeting process. And with going to 5, now you can sit down with one of the others and have a cup of coffee and talk about the Cardinals or the Diamondbacks, or
lunch, anything. Yeah.
And I think that bonding will make it a little bit easier for us to get along and make sure we get the best of the county taken care of.
Awesome. We'll take another break. All right?
You're on another break?
Yeah, I'm on break all the time.
Okay.
Yavapai County Supervisor Chip Davis in studio today. I'm Paul David. This is Countywide. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Having a fire escape plan is very important to keep your family safe and together in the event of a fire. When you awake to the sound of a smoke detector and smoke in your room, don't stand straight up. Carefully roll off your bed and stay low under the smoke. If your door is shut, feel the door with the back of your hand. Slowly open the door if no heat is felt. Always stay low until you get to the outside of your home. Always have 2 ways out of your house and a specified meeting place somewhere outside your home. Home escape plans should be drawn up and rehearsed on a regular basis. This could be the difference between life and death if caught in a fire.
Yes, ready?
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
Fire can happen at any time. What would you try to save?
My family photos.
My grandfather's war memorabilia.
My dogs.
I'm firefighter Brandon Wacker with the Cotton Fire Department. A working smoke detector is your best defense in the event of a fire. Make sure you have a smoke detector in every room except your kitchen. Test them monthly and change the battery once a year. Take the time to save the things you can't replace.
Hello, everybody. I am Lou Ann Patterson. My family and I would like to welcome you to the Copper Star Indoor Shooting Range, Northern Arizona's premier shooting sports facility. We offer a 25-yard pistol range, a 50-yard archery range, and Arizona's only 100-yard indoor rifle range. In addition, we have a full-line gun shop as well as an archery pro shop. Come check us out. We're located at Highway 260 and Cherry Road, right next to Out of Africa. Looking forward to seeing you all.
Welcome back to Countywide. I'm Paul David. Good to have you in studio with us today. Yavapai County Supervisor Chip Davis. We're talking about what happened in 2012, a little bit anyways. And a look ahead at 2013. You guys are having your study sessions this week, kind of getting all the new board members' feet wet and kind of talking about how things work. Chairman, vice chairman's coming up today in discussion. Now, next week, you guys will actually be picking chairman and vice chairman. How does that sort of process work?
Well, the first thing we need to land on is when we had 3 members, we did a 1-year rotation. Okay. Every year, the chairmanship would rotate. With the new board, we haven't made that decision, whether it'll be a 1-year rotation, a 10-month rotation, or a variable. Mm-hmm. So that discussion will take place in about an hour.
Yeah, about today. Yeah, okay. Any big projects coming up in 2013 we should know about? Roads, buildings?
Well, we're going to try to work with Camp Verde and ADOT on that 260 project.
Oh boy, there's a blast from the past.
Yes, it is. But hopefully we've got some water under the bridge and we can make some things happen. The downside of that is funding for the Department of Transportation is terrible. Mm-hmm. They've been hit by federal funds and then the state legislature has just knocked their socks off also. So getting a project even under the best conditions would be iffy, but now with not a lot of funding, we're going to have to work extra hard to make sure, or to try to make that happen.
Mm-hmm. How do we do that?
Well, first of all, we as a region have to come together. We can't have any more infighting because it makes it difficult for anybody on the outside to come help us when we internally can't solve things ourselves.
We saw that happen last time, so.
Yes, so hopefully the communities, valley-wide too, and I mean from Sedona down to Camp Verde and all in between, we've got to come to consensus on some things before we can move forward to the outside.
Well, it sure would be nice to see that 4 lanes all the way.
It would, from a safety reason, from an economic reason. I mean, you know, that's kind of the main artery into the Verde Valley, and we have improved roads on 179, and we've improved 89 from Cottonwood to Sedona. We've even improved Cornville Road.
Yeah.
But, you know, that main piece is what we need to complete.
Mm-hmm. All right, so well, I don't think it's something we'd actually see construction on this year.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I was going to say, it'd be like 5 years or so, but maybe we can get an agreement going to where it actually gets put on the calendar, right? Is that what we're looking at, maybe?
That's what we're hoping. The project is in the 5-year plan for $7 million worth of improvements. We're hoping that we can use that place marker in the 5-year plan and just increase the number from $7 million to, it's probably going to be over $30 million to complete that project from 1,000 trails down to the interstate.
Holy moly. Wow. We're out of time. Best of luck to you in 2013, Chip Davis. Good
to see you.
All right, Happy New Year again. That's today's Countywide. We will talk to you again next time.
This has been Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Listen in each Tuesday and Thursday as we tackle the hot topics and talk to the decision makers across Yavapai County. That's Countywide with Brad Miller and Paul David each Tuesday and Thursday on this Yavapai Broadcasting station.
Hello, everybody. I am Lou Ann Patterson. My family and I would like to welcome you to the Copper Star Indoor Shooting Range, Northern Arizona's premier shooting sports facility. We offer a 25-yard pistol range, a 50-yard archery range, and Arizona's only 100-yard indoor rifle range. In addition, we have a full-line gun shop as well as an archery pro shop. Come check us out. We're located at Highway 260 and Cherry Road, right next to Out of Africa. Looking forward to seeing you all.
If you suspect your teen is using a cell phone to connect to drugs, don't ignore the signs. Go to the partnership at drugfree.org.